Welcome to Scotland's magical fairy tale fortress, Dunrobin Castle. Right out of a child's daydream, it doesn't seem built so much as imagined. Its dreamy turrets rise high, a fictional dollhouse that decided to burst into reality. You look up and feel that quickening in your chest from when you were still innocent, the one that says, "This is where adventure and stories live." This Versailles of the Highlands has also inspired many cinematic legends, namely the 1986 cult fantasy quest film Highlander, which was filmed in these very lush Scottish lands like Dunrobin Castle, Loch Shiel, and the Isle of Skye. Even spies had their sagas unfold in these storied lands, like James Bond in the thriller Skyfall in 2012.
Unbelievable here. The grounds are spectacular. The garden is just outstanding. It's just sprawling and green and lush and beautiful. Just a sight to behold.
We visited Dunrobin as an excursion through our Norwegian Star cruise ship.
Hey everyone, good morning. It's Hollywood Greg here, and we are here in Invergordon, just outside, about 45 minutes outside of Inverness, here in Scotland. Look at all that green. Green, 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 green. And then there's beautiful Darlene and a bunch of oil derricks. Today, we're gonna go see Dunrobin Castle. Are you excited?
I'm very excited.
Fairytale Castle, just amazing. Then we're gonna hang out in Invergordon, a town that has less people in it than are on our ship, by at least 1,000 people. Stay tuned here and enjoy Inverness.
After a short drive through the Scottish countryside, we arrived at the castle. The place hummed with that mythical charge in the air when our tour bus approached the castle down its storybook, tree-lined path. You cross the threshold into its foyer, and the modern world loosens its grip. It's not just entering a building, it's entering a fortress of forgotten aristocracy that lives once more as the rooms open one by one like colorful, mystical chapters. Inside, the decadent fantasy acquires texture, silken velvet, carved wood, and burnished metal. Portraits that seem to breathe into their very frames. The castle has been the ancestral home of the dukes, duchesses, and earls of the Sutherland family for over 700 years, making Dunrobin one of the oldest continuously inhabited houses in Scotland. As you walk through the rooms, you're essentially passing through a visual family timeline, with each portrait reflecting a different era of the castle's lineage and legacy. Staircases that don't just take you somewhere, they present you. Each footstep depends on your curious mood. This is curated decadence. This is the escapism the Victorians promised themselves, a world that edits the harshness out and leaves the romance in. In the mid-19th century, the castle's owners invited the celebrated architect, Sir Charles Barry, to refashion the old Scottish baronial bravado into the grace of a French chateau dream. The iconic turrets were placed and the Cinderella-style exterior took shape. After a fire in 1915, Sir Robert Lorimer was tasked with redesigning parts of the interior. That restoration helped Dunrobin take on a completely different atmosphere. Lorimer infused the interior with a new level of refined Scottish elegance and livable luxury. His restoration went beyond simple repair. He sought to harmonize the castle's historical legacy with early 20th century comfort and taste. Lorimer softened Barry's more formal Victorian influences, introducing rich wood, paneling, intricate plasterwork, and traditional Scottish craftsmanship that added a warmth and authenticity to the spaces. He redesigned rooms with an eye towards flow, natural light, and aristocratic domesticity, blending heraldic motifs, fine textiles that celebrated both the Sutherland lineage and the Scotland's cultural heritage. The result was an interior that felt sumptuous yet dignified, a balance of grandeur and intimacy Looking out the sneaky small windows in the concealed inner courtyards at Dunrobin, you wonder what haunted happenings could have gone down in these hidden dark spaces. Dunrobin's darkest scandal lied in the seamstress room. The room is said to echo with the cries of a young woman who tried to escape her fate. Folklore claims a young woman was placed high in the tower at the Earl of Sutherland's desire to be his future bride. She refused him again and again, and that rejection was something a man of his power wasn't used to hearing. The Earl believed that isolation would wear her down. Instead, it fueled her desperation. One moonlit night, she tied her bed sheets together, heart pounding, and tried to flee down her makeshift miracle. But discovering her escape in a jealous fury, the Earl cut the rope, deciding her ghastly fate. Visitors say if you step into that room alone, you can hear her sob, forever trapped in the seamstress room and forever in sorrow. One look out at the lush and vibrant symmetry of the Dunrobin Gardens makes the nightmares all go away. You feel positively regal at its magnificence, a stunning vision of nature's love and light with a wisp of geometry sprinkled in, a living pattern that was meant to be read from the windows above.
All right, baby. Here we are at the Dunrobin Castle Gardens. Look at these. Pretty beautiful, huh? Oh, opulent inside. Green and gorgeous and Highlandy on the outside.
As you saunter through with your righteous eyes, the whole design is a symphony for the senses. Tunnels of hedges lead you to a floral display of unique rounded formations sculpted with whimsy. A devil-may-care attitude takes on your imagination as you stroll the circular paths. Each of the layered borders teaches the color green, a dozen new dialects. The Sutherlands, one of the fortress that showed off their riches, and a floral tapestry to complete it, giving rise to their own Versailles of the Highlands. The story of these gardens is written in intention. While the interiors are being blessed in romance, the grounds were composed to match. Each section a stanza, written with flair to leave its audience rapt with fascination. Architect Barry modeled the gardens after French formal design, while order itself became a mystical beauty. Barry wasn't just creating gardens, he was staging a visual experience meant to match and complement his storybook castle. In a corner of Dunrobin Garden, I was reminded of one of my favorite medieval films of the 80s, Lady Hawk, in which Rutger Hauer's character, a former knight, has his love, Michelle Pfeiffer, transformed into a red-tailed hawk as part of a curse. The castle's resident falconer, Andy Hughes, keeps alive one of Scotland's oldest and most romantic traditions.
I've had him for 4 years. I would be disappointed if he doesn't know me by now.
Once a necessity for survival, this ancient skill began as a means to hunt rabbits and small game to feed families scattered across the rugged Highlands. Over the centuries, it evolved, becoming the sport of kings and queens. By the reign of Mary, Queen of Scots, Hugh explains that the bird on your wrist declared your rank as much as your title did.
I'd like you to know there's a huge difference between a hawk and a falcon, and that is the biggest question I get asked here at Dunrobin. They both have different physiques, and they both hunt in a completely different way to each other. So let's have a look at the hawk first. We have a male down the bottom. By the way, males are always smaller in the birds of prey.
The female of any species, in fact, was prized for her larger size and fiercer temperament, while the males were regarded as less capable, almost ornamental.
Double the weight of that hawk, believe it or not. And have a look at the falcon's legs, quite short and stumpy also.
Every bird, a living emblem of privilege and position. The higher one's title, the grander the wings permitted to grace their glove. An emperor might command an eagle or a vulture. A king, his noble gerfalcon. A duke's hand would lift a falcon of the lock, while a knight's were granted the sturdy sacra. Even the ladies of the court had their chosen companion, the merlin, small and swift, delicate but deadly. The daily demonstrations at the castle are a real treat and show how survival might have been savage back in those times, but could remain stately as well, a symbol of human order expressed through the flight of wild things. A 30-minute bus ride later, and we are whisking down High Street, the main drag of Invergordon. The architecture, dating back to the 1860s, was quaint in its stonework stylings, but the hidden gem of this sleepy little town are its colorful murals. What started as a volunteer-led art initiative called Off the Wall transformed the quiet Highland port of Invergordon into a full-blown storytelling canvas. As you walk up and down the streets, you'll pass 11 enormous cinematic in scale, hand-painted scenes that act as a scrapbook to celebrate town's soul. Our favorites were Our Legacy, painted by local school children to address preserving the native wildlife of this plentiful region. Take nothing but pictures, kill nothing but time. Sounds like a message Hollywood Greg can definitely get behind. Gather Round depicts the Invergordon Highland Games, an important annual event for the local community and visitors for the last 100 years, where Scots can show off their strength and determination. Pipes and Dreams is a tribute to the town's music lineage, the infamous Invergordon Distillery Pipe Band, based on their first album cover. Finally, Fire, Fire! You can almost feel the heat from the flames in this eye-catching portrayal of the flames that engulfed their famous Royal Hotel in 1973. Looking back on our glorious day, Valley Girl Darlene and I will never forget our raddest journey into Storybook Scotland, and hope he will follow us into the Highlands one day, really, really soon. 2 more videos from Hollywood Greg and Valley Girl. Check us out on our socials at Hollywood Greg LA, and don't forget to like and subscribe this video for updates.